Hey there, YouTubers. The wheels turn, the world spins, the years go by, and my hair gets longer and shorter. It's kind of bushing out here, looking more shaggy, kind of Quaker Oats, but maybe he's been like hitchhiking something. I don't know. A little worse for the wear. So, hey, Portland's Hawthorne Boulevard. Speaking of Quakers, speaking of friends, Ree Scholes here is, I believe, from Georgia originally, but this is his wonderful little new book on Hawthorne Boulevard, which has been at the core of our place based curriculum here in Portland. Now, I've been advocating throughout this, at least the last 20 or so videos, probably more than that, the so called place based approach to teaching almost any subject, really, because there is a geographical angle to everything, and you do live in some time and space. And the ability to connect your narrative, your local narrative and circumstances to whatever it is you want to talk about, another planet in another galaxy. You could still start on your hometown street or in your favorite coffee shop or something like that. And this is a way to integrate and create a home base. And in my case, I've been using Hawthorne in Portland, but you would use whatever you would have at hand in your world. I've been on tour with Glenn virtually of Page, Arizona recently. Watched an old documentary about building that dam, Glen Canyon. Glenn worked on that in his high school years because his dad was, important guy on that project. So where we were in our last video, we're still in election season. There's still partisan squabbling going on. As you know, we have a kind of a different narrative here, which I won't go into right now because I want to take us back through to a few videos ago where we're exploring heads up displays or basically just virtual reality or basically just what's the state of the art, even in just not even 3D, just ordinary perspective, right? 3D but on a flat screen, what we call sort of Renaissance architecture or Renaissance painting. And you'll notice towards, let's see, if I passed where I'm headed? No, I think I'm still on the way. This little diagram here, bringing it to the web and so on, we were floating around in recent memory in the space of React, which is, of course, the JavaScript framework for doing websites, especially single page applications, are good. Comes out of the Facebook world. And 3.js, 3JS is a good implementation of kind of WebGL stuff, right? That's what we have down here. We want to have 3D stuff, maybe coming to us through a web application somehow, and yet we're wearing some kind of goggles to work with it, maybe, and have like this, game unit or controller in our hands or something going on for controlling and so forth. And all we're looking at here is the emergence of an API and a commitment by many different companies to work collectively on certain layers of this challenge. We've found out in the open source world that you need layers that are open. And that's what's going on with this layer. And finally, going back to my photo stream, as you know, what we do in this channel a lot is we develop our own curriculum. As students, as teachers, we favor Jupyter Lab in this day and age as the best, most sophisticated implementation of the concept. But let's see, do I have some more pictures here? I want to, I think I still need to upload a few pictures. So I'm going to put this on pause for a sec and do some uploading. This is me at Powell's. What's cool about Reese's book here in this local neighborhood head shop, by the way. But what's really, this is not at Portland Airport. This is further into town. This is a camp, a nearby camp that we're hoping to guard against some kind of like we know that the state of Oregon is working on emergency plans, or if they're not, they need to be, right, to do some refugee camps of some significance. That's the big topic on Facebook and stuff. So we're looking into that. Now, I just wanted to say though, we're really into making our own curriculum. School never closed here during the summer. We don't talk about schools being closed. This has always been here and available. A lot of it's asynchronous, but magic squares and magic cubes are going to fit in as a way to do what? Explore NumPy. Because the whole point of a magic square or magic cube, and by magic cube I mean we've got these 9 by 9 by 9 magic cubes to play with. I'm going to get some slides in a second. But with NumPy, you're able to add along entire rows, columns, diagonals, and so on. It can be a little tricky getting certain diagonals and so on. Like the workout is worth it. The notation is powerful, but not if you don't go exercise at all. And if you've sat around all summer not doing any NumPy exercises, that might not be a good thing in terms of your career, in terms of what you're looking forward to doing. So let's get back in the saddle and keep plodding ahead with the magic cubes. Now I'm going to just pause this video and do a little more uploading and wind up this video. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I just uploaded these newer pictures. Circle Houses is a very good book, but this is the actually this here is a magic square of, let's see, is that 27 by 27? Wait, 9, 18, yeah. And this has 365 in the middle. This is a very well-known magic square, but there's also a magic cube. Let's see, go back the other direction. And Glenn has a good book about it, this same book. Okay, now it doesn't really give any dates here, but it does call it the cube of Cephas. So it seems like there's a magic cube here that's not discussed, or is it, on Magic Cubes Order 9, this web page. In other words, I'm hot on the trail of, now what I want to do in Python, of lots of magic cubes, but that one in particular I'm on the trail of. In Python, we want to parse this web page, right? So we're going to look for ways to download this web page, parse the numbers out, and actually turn them into cubic data structures in NumPy, right? And whether I get to it or not, that would be the plan, right? Get some magic cubes and squares libraried up inside your School of Tomorrow, where mine is got a stub for that, right? I've got magic squares. I don't even have magic cubes. How would I do that, right? So you would go to like a cell above, hit plus, tell it you want that to be a markdown cell, and then to imitate Sudoku, I'll check how big it is. Double pound sign, double hashtag, that's controlling the size of my font. And here I would put magic cubes. Magic cubes. And then if I want to put a reference right away, a hyperlink, how would I do that? I would do something like order 9 in square brackets and then in parentheses. So you'll notice this is not actually HTML. I would cut and paste this URL, which is just an HTTP. A lot of browsers today, if you don't say which HTTP you mean, and it assumes HTTPS and gets just HTTP, it gets crazy, the browser. Just like, ooh, insecure, blah, blah, blah. They're kind of trying to wall out the old-fashioned HTTP websites. Often they're just static text, static content. They pose no security risk whatsoever, except, you know, they're harder to track. They're a little bit, maybe they're like under the radar or something, that kind of thing. Anyway, that's how you do Jupyter notebooks. We've been doing those a lot all summer long. Hope you've been keeping up. Talk to you soon.